Now, journaling is something that I turn my nose up at personally for a very long time. I used to see it in, self-development books and read about other authors and other people that did it, and I just kind of felt like it wasn't something that was going to benefit me. And maybe it was just because it was something I hadn't done before and I wasn't really sure on how it would go. But about 6 months ago, all of that changed. I went through arguably what was probably one of the most tough experiences of my life that I'll probably ever have. Now, last year was, fairly tough for a lot of people. For me, personally, it massively changed the landscape of my life. My business underwent some serious changes very quickly, and some groundbreaking things happened in my personal life. And all at the same time, it was, a very trying time for me to deal with. So I turned to the pen and paper and thought I'd give it a go, and I'm so glad that I did. Now, I felt compelled to make this video today because of my experience of not really wanting to try it in the past, and then getting into it, experiencing it, and doing it. I've only been doing it for about 6 months, and all of the benefits that it's provided me have been, life-changing. I always feel is a very broad spectrum, and quite a big, bold statement to make. But I think anything that has an impact within your daily life and improves your life does change your life. So I would say that it has changed my life. So in this video today, guys, I'm gonna cover exactly what journaling is, all the different types, how I do my own journal, and cover the main benefits that I've experienced since beginning this daily practice. Now, if it's your first time here, guys, my name is Danny. I'm a 31-year-old entrepreneur living in Queenstown, New Zealand. I have a very big passion for exploring deep into this mad game we call life, asking hard questions, helping others where I can, pushing my own limits, and having some fun along the way. So if you're into a bit of that and you fancy jumping on board for the ride, subscribe to this channel. Legend has it that if you do, you'll win the lottery tomorrow. You might not, but subscribe anyway, yeah? So, what is journaling? Now, first of all, there are many different types of journaling. Many of you may have kept a diary when you were younger about your day or your interests, which in itself is a form of journaling. You can keep diet journals for your health and what you're eating to hold yourself accountable. Exercise journals if you want to keep on top of them gains. Dream journals if you're eager to try and make sense of when our minds do crazy shit by itself at night. Or just a daily thought journal to get your thoughts onto pen and paper, to try and help you understand what's going on up top. Now, journaling is a simple act of writing down your thoughts, goals, plans to help you keep on track, reflect, or plan something out for yourself. It's one of the best ways to create order within whichever part of your life that you would like to do that. Now, you can journal on an A4 notepad, a pocket-sized pad, on your phone, laptop, or buy one of many different types of journals online that have been designed to help you get your thoughts out by asking you certain questions. There are so many different ways that you can do it. Now, one thing I really want to stress is that this doesn't need to be complicated. As humans, we absolutely love overcomplicating things for ourselves. And when you do that with journaling, it just kills what it's about in its purest form. Honest and open self-expression. Now, it doesn't matter if you use an A4 pad or an A6 pad. It doesn't matter if you buy a journal for $100 online that asks you deep, profound questions and has nice little flowers on it. Or you use a bit of scrap paper. It doesn't matter if you do it in the morning or at night. It doesn't matter if you journal on the sofa, if you journal outside, or if you journal in the bath without any water in it, naked, eating ice cream. Who would do that anyway? No one would do that. No one would do that. Moving on. The idea of journaling is to provide clarity on your own life or parts of your life, and how somebody else does it might not work for you because we're all different. It's not about having to write like a poet or having to write 10 pages every time. It's about plucking those little seeds of creative thought from within your mind and turning them into physical reality by using pen and paper to help you make sense of whatever situation it is that you're currently going through. And only you can know that at the time. You know, essentially, it's your own pure creational energy and thought that you're taking and making sense of yourself. And, you know, it's a bit of magic, really, when you think about it. Okay, so if I had to sum up the 3 main things that I have benefited the most from journaling, they would be enhanced mental clarity. So what I mean by this is getting clear-headedness on myself and my life and what's going on. Writing things out and expressing them and giving yourself time to work through things that you're thinking about just helps you make sense of it. When you harbour so many different thoughts that you aren't making sense of, it just is a massive cloud of confusion, and journaling really helps me sort that out. The second one is understanding myself better. So we have thousands upon thousands of thoughts every single day, and we all hold this self-opinion and self-image of ourselves that we believe that we are. And that can become warped and sort of muddied along the way if you start to have thoughts that aren't necessarily that good about yourself. You can create a sense of identity that isn't true. And journaling really helps me get all of these swaying thoughts onto paper to be able to pull them up and stop them becoming something more that, you know, that could potentially be damaging. And the third thing is being able to reflect on my progress. So, you know, when you've got a whole journal full of your thoughts, literally just your thoughts in a whole book, you can read back every now and again and have a look and see, you know, things that you were going through and where you're at now. And that's, you know, that's motivating, that's encouraging to see your growth, to see, you know, yourself working through those things that, you know, was maybe you were finding really hard at the time. Right, how to get started journaling. Now, as I've said, you will eventually find out what works best for you, what time, what you want to talk about, all that kind of stuff. But a really good way to first get started is to just follow these quick steps. Number 1, grab yourself a notepad. Doesn't matter what it is or what size it is, get yourself a pen. Number 2, sit with your thoughts. Now, have a think. Is there something there? Is there something troubling you? Is there something that you want answers to? Are you confused about anything? If so, start writing. If there's not, as I said, don't force it. Leave it for another day. Leave it for another time. Leave it to the evening. That might work better. Number 3, really important in my opinion, is be 100% honest and open with yourself. Don't try and make yourself the hero, because it's so easy to do that. As humans, we all want to talk about ourselves in a good light, don't we? But if you need to work things out, you've got to be honest. And we've all got stuff going on that isn't necessarily the most pleasant of things to have to think about. And the best way to deal with it is to be honest and open. And you will find that if you are, there'll be some nuggets that come out of it for sure. And the last one is, don't put too much pressure on yourself. As I always say in all of my videos, just do it for a couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes. Don't put too much expectation on it when you first start. If you want to write a couple of lines and that's all you fancy, then do that. Build on it the next time and keep going from there. And like I say, guys, this is individual. Everybody is different. Everybody processes things differently. So this all comes down to yourself, and you'll work it out on your own in the end. But if you follow those guidelines, you will find it a lot easier to get genuine benefits out of that journaling experience. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking in with me for another video. I really appreciate your time and attention. I hope you got some value from this. If you have anything you'd like to add, or there's any benefits that you feel you get from journaling that I haven't actually mentioned myself, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, to share and connect with you. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And yeah, I'll see you back for the next one. Thank you very much for your time.